Richard, of course, a lot of Britain's role is predicated on the outcomes of defence spending, and we're currently overseeing the latest strategic review. What would you want to see in that review that would put Britain in a stronger position? Do you think that is possible, that we will see something that would totally shift the dial?
And I think, there's one thing that to add to what was being said earlier on about Britain's contribution to at least deterring a further aggression by Putin if this war ever ends. And that is, yes, of course, it's really important that we do what we can, as Bob suggested, about capability building and industrial capacity, technology, all the rest of things to support Ukraine as best we can, and intelligence sharing, diplomatic action around the world. All of these things I think are extremely important. But Keir Starmer signed, in January this year, he signed a 100-year strategic partnership declaration between Britain and Ukraine. It included everything from the things I've just mentioned to transgenderism or something like that, and climate change, you name it, everything was in there. But one thing that I noticed wasn't in there, which I think should have been, unless it was in a secret annex, which I doubt, was nuclear capability. Britain has a semi-independent nuclear capability, but it's only strategic nuclear weapons. We don't have battlefield nuclear weapons any longer. And of course, Russia does have battlefield nuclear weapons in large numbers and strategic nuclear weapons. And if this document of partnership was to be something like a kind of bilateral NATO agreement, which it seemed to present itself as, then I do believe that nuclear should have been in there. And I know people are horrified at the mention of the word nuclear, but you can't deter a nuclear-armed country without nuclear capability, and you can't deter battlefield nuclear weapons with strategic nuclear weapons. It simply doesn't add up. So I think that part of that declaration should have been for Britain to undertake to develop battlefield nuclear weapons. Now, I know how expensive that is, which could have been a deterrent against Russia, and or to help Ukraine develop its own nuclear weapons capability, having surrendered it with supposed guarantees from the West, which never actually materialized. So I don't think we should just ignore the idea of the nuclear issue, which seems to be swept under the carpet today, and I think wrongly.